Okay, group stages, round two of the Geoguessr World Cup. We are playing in Jordan today. I was a little bit late with starting the recording for this round. Apologies for that. Jordan is, by now, it's one of my favorite countries to play because we played it in the Geoguessr Reddit League just this year, and I feel like I have studied it very well then, and playing it again was just a joy, honestly. Because it's kind of relatively small, it doesn't have a lot of coverage, and the different roads look very different, so they're easy to recognize. Here we are in the town of Lib. You also see Main indicated and Diban here, so that's in the very north of the King's Road, which is sort of this middle highway here that leads through the mountains. And we started out, basically right in that spot. The road goes a little bit east of north here, as you can see. And I went south and around that bend. So this is the exact spot. Somehow, I think the little streets to our west don't exactly line up the way that I expected them to, based on the map. And for that reason, I'm going up and down here a little bit. Looking a little bit confused. But in fact, I had the right spot from the beginning. I'm playing the player from India in this round. Duskden, I think it is. And I think they decided to not really play very hard, unfortunately, a little bit. It seems like in the first round in Peru, they just basically clicked through it quickly. And here too, I think the score was a little bit better for India than in Peru. But looking at the score afterwards, it still looked like they finished some rounds early without really having figured out where they are, which is a little bit too bad. But at the same time, I'm not gonna complain. It makes it easier for me to escape from the group stages, despite the loss in Peru. Now, Jordan, of course, even without the extensive practice that I have in that country, Jordan is a relatively easy country to play. And this was the first 5K. This one very clearly is Amman. There's only one city of that size, basically, in the whole country. I found the Amman rounds, they are the only rounds that can kind of still confuse me a little bit in Jordan. Basically because the city is very big and well covered, and it's not always really clear where you are. And the map doesn't always include good street names. That's not the case in this round, though. We saw the street name on that sign. I think it was called something like Alistikal or something like that. And that's actually, you see it up there in the north. It's one of the first street names that shows up if you zoom in onto Amman. So that, makes it quite easy to find, really. Confirming that I'm in this Al Marbat intersection. And then we started out a little bit to the northwest of that. Yeah, you can see the pedestrian overpass. We started out kind of just right in the middle between that overpass and the the intersection. Yeah, I'm even click counting the distance to the overpass and to that little side road that goes off to the south here. And I'm determining that I'm a little bit closer to the overpass than to that road. And that's basically where I settle. So that's 2 5Ks. Good start. The remaining rounds will be a little bit harder to pinpoint. And, well, it would have been nice to get the 25K here, but in the end, as you will see, all of these were really difficult. The remaining 3 rounds were really difficult in terms of pinpointing, so it wasn't very realistic to hope for 25K. I don't think anybody got 25K across the entire tournament. Now here we are on the desert highway, and we have an intersection here. It's going to Petra and Wadi Musa. And at the same time, the stretch of road is going quite straight south. So I'm finding it here. It's that road that goes off to Shabak. And yeah, it just lines up very well. The road goes straight north-south here. And just kind of looks right. There's also this little settlement directly to the east here that we can find on the map too. Or maybe it's just a couple of empty streets hoping to be settled. I don't know. Where we started out here in the north, we have this small mosque. In the west, and we can actually find that building on the map. It's that little building that sits at an angle to the road rather than being sort of lined up 90 degrees with it. Yeah, you can see it there on the map, the gray shade. Even though it doesn't show that this is actually a mosque, as it often does in Jordan. And now I'm trying to pinpoint by, again, counting the distance to that small street and then counting the distance from that street to the mosque. It's not working. I think I will be about 100 meters off here, so I think eyeballing it might have been the most successful strategy. But anyways, I try. I think I'm trying because I had like 2 5Ks up to this point, right? So there was a chance of actually getting the 25K now. But that's not gonna be. Oh no, 35 meters just. Okay, yeah. I think I was quite disappointed with that. You will see that rounds 4 and 5 are even further off though, so no point in being disappointed. A bromine factory, right? And that is the Jordan Valley Highway. It even gives us a distance to Aqaba, 200, I think. I think that 200 kilometers from Aqaba is roughly where that junction is with the road to Kerak. That's why I plonked down the marker in sort of that region straight away. And now I'm looking for. I think I'm actually quite a bit off though. At the beginning of the round, it's a bit further south than that. But yeah, I'm sort of trying to look at the road that I'm on and at the bends in the road and the exact direction of the road. the exact orientation, I should say. Trying to find the right spot a little bit. Yeah, I think I was searching north of that road to Kerak at first, but I think it's actually in the south. And I only realized that when I'm just searching for a road that goes straight north and then makes that turn to the east that we saw there. The going, it's a little bit tough. Yeah, moving is still not fixed, making especially kind of the more rural locations a bit of a pain. I wonder how that's going to be in Botswana, which is the next round, where you often find yourself in the middle of nowhere and have to move quite a bit to find anything. Yep, so you saw it there on the map. The bromine factory is actually indicated on the map, making it easy to find. And now I'm trying to find the exact entrances to the factory, and I don't know, count them or so, count the clicks, count the distances or something like that. But yeah, moving is no fun, so I give up on that quite soon. And I think in the end I just sort of try to eyeball where I could be. That building is to the west. I think I thought that the building is where those small streets are, and it is only a little bit south of west. So that's why I settle in so far south. But yeah, this is where I lose most of my points. 400 meters, 414. Quite a bit, but well, not that it matters in the end. This is a location that I have had before, clearly in Aqaba, on that eastern road, which is connecting with the desert highway. And I'm, basically trying to see where in the curve I am by moving along it. I realize that I'm actually quite far in the southwest in that curve. Again, moving isn't easy. And so I decide to go south. And that basically shows me how close really to the southwestern end of the curve I started out. There's not much to see here, really. So I am winning this game against India, and that puts me in second position in the group now. The Slovenian player won against Ukraine, and that basically means that the next match in Botswana will decide who will advance from the group between the player from Ukraine and myself. This is DJ Syke, who's playing for Ukraine. And yes, that will be my competition for the next week.